10.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Hyrule Chronicles episode 18? Am I right in saying that? Are we 18?
Yeah, because we're no longer the dancing queen.
Yeah.
Still barely legal.
Yeah. I am the GM ArticulateT, and with me today I have, as always, SteveTheSeregios playing Sho Daius.
You say as always.
I have...
But I'm pretty sure my track record is not as good as everyone else's.
Playing Hikan, I have Alvarance.
Episode 18, Sheikah Lad's Gone Wild.
I sure hope not.
Playing Renji, Heir of Nihilus, I have TheNetherlad.
Hello.
Playing Ziden Shari, I have Robopirate.
I think you've been in more sessions than I have.
Well, that's because you turned up, please.
Take the win that you can get.
And finally, playing Max, I have Keastreth.
Hello.
A bit of a disclaimer at the start of this episode. It is currently Guy Fawkes night over here in the UK, so 50% of this group, no, more than that, 4/6 of this group may have...
So 60%?
60% of this group may have bangs, pops, and explosions in the background because our neighbours are being loud assholes with their fireworks.
I mean, it's 2/3. Why are we talking about
Just
4/6?
say lots, fuck's sake.
Yeah. So
Many.
essentially, what that means is I'll do my best to try and edit it out post-podcast, but for the live stream and in case they decide to bring out the big guns for whatever stupid reason, I apologize for anything that sounds a bit out of place considering the setting that might be happening at the moment.
Like actual mortars.
That one dragon firework from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, right, yeah. It's a good one.
Does the Zelda world have fireworks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not too out of place.
Yeah.
No.
There's also some sort of festival supposed to be starting soon in game, right?
Yeah. You're like miles away from Hyrule Castle Town at this point.
That was close.
But yeah. So,
About to go underground.
speaking of the last time, what happened the last time?
I forgot.
Last time we were in Hyrule Castle Town, we had a bit of a thing going on in the Hyrule Castle itself with Sho and Hikan training some of the recruits of the Castle Guard. After that, we went to Lord Simeon's place, got our papers to go to the dungeon, and we set off. During our trip to the dungeon, however, we were waylaid by a hyena demon.
They're called Gorias.
Goraya indeed, who attacked us in the midst of a spider-infested forest. Dealing with the Goraya and the spiders, that is where we are now.
Mm-hmm. Indeed it is. You've just finished the fight. You've watched your new bubbling acquaintance Wormwood wander off back to his overturned cart, and now you find yourselves in the midst of this forest. Though, having just finished this conflict, what would you like to do, if any? I'm assuming that you guys are going back to your horses to continue your journey, but is there anything specific that you would like to do before you do so?
I don't know. I think like fucking Alvarance. Wouldn't you like to harvest the venom from the spiders? You do have an alchemist kit. I'm sure you can make some kind of funny beer.
It's not really an alchemist's kit, but yeah, that's actually a good point. I will try to get more poison sac.
Okay, roll me a survival.
A 13.
13.
Do you have a knife, or do you like punch the sacks?
Squirt.
Not
I
a
use,
it'll be fine.
Darts. I just like poke it loose and takes
Oh dear. Yeah. So with a 13, you go through all the various spider corpses. You manage to get about 3 poison sacs altogether. But from the fighting that you have been doing, it's not like many of them have been entirely salvageable, at least by comparison.
Considering some of them have been completely obliterated by bears, lightning, fire, dark magic.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them
Cool.
got completely bifurcated by Serena.
Cool. Now I can make more anti-venom beer.
Yeah.
Very
Beer-
useful.
Beer venom. The
Okay.
antifreeze special. The Garaya, when we killed it, like bounced out of existence like some fiends do.
Yeah, it kind of melted away. Its corporeal form just fading as.
Or rather, does it do the Zelda thing where they puff into a cloud of purple smoke?
Yeah, let's go with that. We'll say supernatural beings have that kind of self-cleaning aspect to them, I guess, for lack of a
There's
better
no ectoplasm left over.
And or magical.
I always imagined it that it's like, because most of the things that do bamf out were probably touched by, darkness at some point.
I always kind of felt that it was something to do with like the power of the spirit of the hero or the master sword, where it's like not only does it kill them, it just utterly obliterates them from existence.
Yeah, just poof. And sometimes leaves behind a ball that you can crack open, and it contains money.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, I don't have anything I need to find except maybe a bed. Because I want to sleep this off like a bad hangover.
Probably shouldn't sleep here though, because there might be more spiders around.
I was about to say, like, make it to the edge of the forest or keep going to the outside of Artermark and then camp before we go in.
Yeah.
That might be a better idea.
Yeah.
Artermark is also guarded, correct?
Yes. You were
Yeah.
informed
Sure.
that it's under watch of guard.
We gotta show these papers to someone.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like, hello, Stone. Yes, I have the requisite passport.
Like there's this one like stone mouth where you have to
Sheikah Stone.
put your papers inside and just stamps down, and then it's like approved.
Hello,
wouldn't
Mr.
put the
Talus.
Sheikah-
We last killed the last big thing that we ran into, but we were told to show somebody this, so please don't kill us, Mr. Big Stone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past a Sheikah Stone to be able to be used as like a card printer.
Contactless card. Boop.
Yeah.
And then you just go through.
Do you have your Sheikah's card?
Anyway, so you return to the horses. They haven't wandered too far after the fight.
They probably bolted a bit when they heard things like,
Yeah.
giant lightning dragon roaring and spiders and laughing
Sorry.
hyena. Fuck.
Yeah, they're. It takes a couple minutes, but they're easily recovered and calmed before you head back off into the along the plains, out of the forest, and further towards Artermark, which is about here. Just need to be on the right there. Oh, there we go. There. Token there. There we go.
There we are.
Okay. So, as you come up to this, to the area that has been described as Artermark Dungeon, you find yourself in a small village which is set against a kind of a really bizarrely, a really bizarre kind of geographical landscape. It seems like the ground seems flat enough, but there seems to be these little rises that go up these sheer cliffs that go up, and then at the top of them they just slide gently back down to a hill. It's almost like there was just a normal hill there at one point, and then something came along and cut it in two. And there are a bunch of ruins of houses there that a couple of which are set again back against this these little rises in the stone. And as you arrive, you can see the banners of the royal family of the Kingdom of Hyrule, and you see a couple of guards tottering about and minding their business. As you approach, a couple of them kind of turn and regard you, but they don't immediately come over. You can see on the outside at least 7 individual guards, fully armored and armed, kind of minding their own business in this small settled area.
Can we tell from their armor if they belong to any specific regiment? Are they just guards, or are they like more soldiers?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
May I make one?
That's a natural 20. 26 in total.
Okay.
Mind. I was going to say, like, can I have mine with advantage, considering I spend my time with them? But hey, he's good enough.
Yeah. You recognize these as being a small detachment of, surprisingly, town guard. Not necessarily soldiers or dedicated knights or anything. They appear to be town guard.
Same folks that just amble around most villages.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you would expect, considering this is an unsettled area in unfamiliar territory where a notoriously dangerous dungeon lies, you'd expect security to be higher.
Like, grave robbers or other dark forces.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a creaky, sneaky chair.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. I too once had a squeaky, creaky chair. I got to the point where I had to get rid of it.
Well, the like village around, it's like you said, it's a ruined village, right?
Yeah, so like it doesn't look like there's anybody actually living here. There are bits and pieces, like ruins of buildings, some of which still have roofs that you can rest under, but there's no actual sign that this small settlement area, which consists primarily of 3 smaller buildings and then the 2 larger ones that are set against the stone rises. There's not really much else here.
Are the guards, like, can we see, like, camps? Are there, like, camps outside, like, camp tents and
Yeah,
like whatnot? Or are they staying? They're right, okay.
There's the occasional tent, but it seems like a lot of them have kind of set up shop inside 1 or 2 of the bigger buildings.
Right, okay. Fair enough. I was about to say, if we're going to, like, rest for a day before we go in there, we might want the actual shelter, so one of the buildings. But hey, how close do we get before the guards obviously are like, hey, what are you doing here?
As you get fairly close, as you slow your horses down to more of a trot or an amble, I guess, one of the guards kind of walks over and says, "Hey, up, can we help you at all? Are you lost, or are you actually here to come here?"
I glance over at Sho to have him do the talking.
Sho pulls out from his satchel the print seal with the notice, the letter essentially giving us our task, and hands it over to the guard.
He glances over. He doesn't open it, but he sees kind of like the wax seal and says, I see, it's one of these. Okay, well, when you're ready to head in, go and pass this along to Lieutenant Donovan, who is stationed in that building, and he points towards one of the larger houses against the stone rises and says, the entrance to the dungeon is in there. Of course, you want to make sure that you are properly prepared. It is a fairly large area and also quite dangerous. Not many people have gone in, but none of the ones who did ever came back out. Just to remind you of that if you've been told already.
Can you tell us of the dangers that we may face?
One person who managed to actually get some kind of information said mechanical traps and possibly hostile entities that lie inside, but that's as much as they could get.
Did anything come out besides people who've tried to get in?
No.
Well, at least that's good. Well, we'll send the missive to Lieutenant Donovan. We faced a small forest skirmish before we came here, involving woodland creatures, skulltulers. I think it would be wise in our preparation that we stay for a while and rest up. Some of our party are magically inclined and need time to refocus their abilities.
Of course.
As you say that, Renji just makes this mystical hand gesture before him that does nothing.
Just wiggle the finger.
Yeah.
He says some, he means most.
All but
All but
technically,
two.
well, one.
Yeah, it was like everybody but me.
You need to
You'll get there.
cast into some kind of spellcaster.
So, I see that there are a fair few of the guard are stationed up inside the ruined buildings. Are there any that still, I suppose, not being squatted in?
Well, a couple of the smaller houses haven't got anybody in them, but you're free to set up camp wherever you please. I'm sorry that the accommodations are not more to your liking. We have only really just gotten here.
Not a problem. Hopefully, by the time that we're done, you won't have to stay here any longer.
Good. It's a good attitude. Alright, well, if you need anything, let us know. And he trudges off to return to his companions.
Well, I'm gonna go trot over with Tumbleweed over to one of the houses and hitch up and basically assess how big they are and how many of them are empty and how many we can fit in like each of them, so we don't take up too much space.
Okay. Yeah, you won't need a roll for this one. You assess that besides the bigger houses, there are at least there were 3 smaller ones. One of which still has its roof. The other 2 seem to be missing theirs. One of them has a basement, but all 3 of them have space enough to accommodate all of you. Not necessarily your horses. You'll have to tie them up outside.
Yeah. But they'll be. We have feet for them,
Yeah.
and also they're guarded by the goddamn town guard with other horses. They should be. So the one with the one with the roof, does the one with the roof also have the basement?
No.
No. Okay. Well, Sho's gut reaction is to look at the one with the roof first, just in case it rains, because being dry is important.
Okay. Make an investigation check to give the house a thorough looking over.
Investigation. Ta-da!
12. Okay.
One of my good stats.
You look over through like each of the areas. You see that the roof, there's a hole, like a small, almost imperceptible hole, but definitely one that would allow water to come through if it rained. But it's in a corner where if you just avoid it, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
It seems a bit creaky as you go around and examine things.
That's just age, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just age. It has the standard creepy haunted house atmosphere, but it's old and misused, and yeah, it should be fine.
1 floor or 2?
1 floor.
Right. Well. I'm also going to check the one that has the basement, just in case.
Okay. Make an investigation check for that house. Okay. So with your 15, you look around, you find that the floorboards in this one are significantly more sturdy and coverall than the roof of the first one. The core problem with that is that you find with this one is that the stairs down to the basement aren't like set in stone. They are pretty much a freestanding wooden staircase, which is kind of eaten away slightly. So there is a chance that it might break either on the way down or worse on the way back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste a spell slot to cast Misty Step on that.
Yeah, and I'm not going to Blade Song just to jump higher. The sturdier floors, though, well, after basically reconning the houses, because the important ones were the one with the basement and the one with the room, Sho reports back to the group, and after mulling everything over, just relays what he found. So, the one that has the roof is probably the best we're going to get in case it rains. There's a small leak in the roof, but nothing that will end up soaking us. There is one that has a basement but no roof, but sadly the stairwell going down is suffered from age, so I would not think that'd be a wise idea.
The one with the leak, Max has mending, I believe.
Yeah, I could fix it, I think.
The buildings themselves are well, that shouldn't be too difficult.
How long would that take?
About as soon as I touch it.
The mending spells are rather efficient. Well, the buildings themselves are big enough to house all of us in one of them. So unless anyone has any major gripes with that, then dividing ourselves up will be relatively simple.
Right, I don't mind that too much. Just don't really fancy sleeping in the cold.
Then take the one with the roof.
Fair enough.
For space's sake, I would say go with a simple 3 in one, 3 in another, but it's down to everyone else's call.
Gonna be honest, I'd rather sleep outside anyway. So.
One of the ones without. Fair enough. If you can make something of the stairwell as well, if it's simply rotted by age, then once again mending could probably work its way.
It might take a while if it's a whole staircase.
I mean, if we want to go down there, I could take a look safely.
Of course. Well then.
You do that while I fix the roof.
Okay.
Simple then. Well, Max has already voted to stay in that one. I assume Ziden will be there as well. Or like just next to it, I imagine. Whatever. Or are you just going to sit outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Max doesn't like sleeping inside.
Fair enough. I need to tend to my injuries, so I'll be inside the roofed house, and I'll be making myself camp, as well as the basic immunity.
Okay.
Okay.
Renji is also going to go inside, making himself a little bit comfortable. He's probably going to try and set up the tent anyway, even though it's
the tent inside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To avoid any leaks.
Is there still some daylight?
Look at this guy who doesn't have any trust in my handiwork. I'm gonna fix the roof for you, then you're just gonna have a tent because
How
you don't trust me.
high up is the roof?
About 10 feet from the ground.
10 feet from the ground? Well, that's not too bad.
Okay, Tyrina, you lift up Max's left side, I'll lift up Max's right side. Okay.
Okay, sure. You ready?
This already feels weird, and I'm not even being lifted up yet.
As long as you guys can hold him up for that long.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a minute, right?
It's a 10-minute casting spell, isn't it?
One action.
One
So
action,
no.
10 minutes is a ritual.
It's
I
a
thought mending was a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Oh, it's a
1 minute.
cantrip.
Yes.
Yep.
It is
All
1
right.
minute. Okay.
Okay.
That should be too bad.
Tyrina goes over and helps support Max with the help of Hikan, pushes him up towards the ceiling, where he rather easily utilizes his spell and fixes the one apparent hole in the roof.
There you go.
They put you down.
Is there still some daylight left?
It's getting close to evening, so there is daylight, but there's not much of it.
And
It's dusk.
the guards are camped near-ish by, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make them some beer.
Okay. So roll me.
To be honest, if you give these guys either good brews or beer, they're probably going to take the beer.
Yeah. So roll me.
Wait, Ziden, give me some good
Oh, no.
berries.
Oh
Make some good
no.
berry beer.
You gonna make some gin?
Will that work? DM, will that work?
Ziden will certainly give him a. Let's see. Have 20 good berries. Why not?
I think that. I think
Like that puts a dent in your amount of them that you carry.
Well, since every time I run out of spell slots, I make more, and that's usually. I don't actually use that much magic. I usually think I would have like 50 to 40 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Here, have like a giant sack full.
you making good berries. So Hikan, roll a brewer's kit check based off of wisdom.
A 10.
10. So you use the good berries, you use other materials and everything. You manage to come up with a good quantity of this beer. You give it a bit of a taste. It's like, it's all right. You kind of reason that chances are these guards probably haven't seen beer in quite a while since coming here, so it's they would probably be appreciative of it.
As I'm passing it out, I just let them know I'm still practicing. I'm still pretty new to this.
It's probably no worse than tavern beer.
They
Considering 10 is, if 10's the average, then it's your bog standard brew.
Yeah, they have a sip and they nod in appreciation. They're very polite about it. None of them seems disgusted or upset or anything, and they heartily drink it down. Rather thankful that the first visitor that they've had during this guard duty just brings booze.
And then after that, I go ahead and go back and I'll save the random brewing shenanigans for another. The experimental shenanigans.
It's when you put your science glasses on.
Knowing Hikan, they're upside down.
Yes.
Oh dear. But yeah. Anybody want to do anything specific before heading to bed and resting for the night?
No.
Make some good berries.
Fucking surprise!
As you do.
I just lost so many.
I don't remember what it's from. It's the old guy coming through the door. Surprise!
Oh dear.
I am very much gauzing myself.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't.
Actually, rather than just waste all my spell slots and good berries, I might as well just check around the area, see if anyone needs healing or what I can do with lesser restoration.
Okay. Going around and asking around, you find that the guards really haven't run into any trouble. You get the indication that while they haven't been here for long, you're the first people to turn up who weren't just more guards. Actually, talking to them, you find that they were there, that they turned up to relieve a different set of guards who have been there for much longer, and they were actually proper city guard / knight / soldier individuals. like people who were trained for much more than this, and they said that they didn't experience anything drastically unfortunate, with the exception of those who turned up first and wandered into the dungeon and never came out again. So you find it a bit odd that there was a downgrade, if this dungeon is meant to be as dangerous as people say.
But once again, they don't go in there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
seeing no
if-
one
if-
needs
if-
healing, he'll
Yeah.
go report this news and make good berries.
Okay. Oh dear. But yeah.
I was going to say it actually makes kind of sense to downgrade, because if it's been thoroughly uneventful, then there's no point in keeping the really good guards there.
Yeah. Direction of resources and what.
Okay. So you all settle in and find yourself having a nice long rest. Make sure to click the long rest button on your character sheets to restore all of your stat things. There we go.
Boop.
Okay. And the next day, you wake up and look out, and you find that there's still a little bit of overcast left over from the previous day, but it's substantially lighter now. It looks like the clouds might break apart at some point to reveal a blue sky once again. And you see that the guards who are there are all pretty much on duty, ready to go, just as they usually are. Some of them sitting around a fire, enjoying a breakfast that they have made with their mess kits. Yeah.
So I guess we're going in now.
Yeah, we should talk to Lieutenant Donovan.
Okay.
He's in the big one.
It's in the big house. Okay. So I'm going to drag you over to the map, and it's rather large. So I've left a little thing available in regards to dynamic lighting. Let me know if you can see beyond anything.
I can see Aaron.
Yeah.
It's top center, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should be right here.
Ooh, this is a
We
big
are
old map.
all in a nice line.
And there's
All I see is a
dwarves.
6x6 revealed area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Just wanted to make sure the dynamic lighting is loading in properly. So, you enter in the building. You find that there is a small-ish area where you can see, a smallish area where you can see a group of guards that are kind of sitting or leaning against a wall next to this singular wooden door. And there's one rather rickety desk set up where one guard in particular, his helmet off, just placed on the desk. It kind of sits in this one chair, and he looks over and says, "Oh, I guess you're the new, I suppose, for lack of a better term, challengers, explorers, people."
You can tell he's the one that we have to speak to because he doesn't have a helmet on and we can see his.
I thought it was because he sounded a little bit different.
Lieutenant
I
Donovan,
thought it was
presume?
because he talked to us.
Yep, that'd be me. I am Lieutenant Donovan. Do you have your requisite papers?
Whasha!
That means yes.
That not what? That's just the how the air ripples as the missive is pulled out of his body.
Okay.
Do I use
Again, that
prestidigitation
means
to
yes.
make it incredibly fancy? Possible.
So you
I
provide.
thought it was exceptionally loud cloth noises while he holds it and it floats around, going around in circles above Sho's hand.
So he takes the missive. He takes out a small dagger, uses it as a letter opener to break the seal and open it. Reads over the fine paper and says, "Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay." He folds it back up, places it on a thing. So, 6 individuals as employed by Lord Simeon are going into the Artermark Dungeon. He pulls out like a pad and a stamp, writes everything down into these different areas and stamps it once and then turns it to all of you and says, if you would all like to sign in this one section, it's just to say that you accept what you're about to do. It's very dangerous. And everything like that. However, what you find inside is yours to claim first. And of course, that would be much appreciated if you could let us know if any dangers have been eliminated so that we can provide a full exploration and then we can get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't think my father will approve if anything goes wrong here, but then again, Renji just signs.
Okay.
Signed and dotted.
Okay. So signs and dots. Everyone puts down their signature. He turns around, reads it over, and puts it to one side. Says, "Well then." He stands up and he pulls out a single key on a rather large ring. Takes it, moves over to the door, and then unlocks it. Stands to the side. Says, "Now, if we hear any noises, any loud noises, we will be locking this door, just to make sure that if anything is in there that is immediately hostile, we won't put anybody outside of risk. However, if you knock 3 times, like that," he says, rapping on the table, "then we'll know that it's you, and you can come on out."
Fair enough. Let's be at it then.
Hero?
Hero.
Okay. You open the door and you see lit torches descending into a corridor.
How convenient.
Yes.
At least it does that courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I need it, or any of you actually. I believe Tarina. Did Tarina and Max have any?
And I have dark vision anyway because I'm half elf.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
I buy everybody magical items.
So, you descend a flight of stairs, the stonework gradually shifting from recent and in order to broken and old. The air becomes stale, mixed with the crisp burning scent of torches lining the walls. Eventually, the stairs give way to a simple, haphazard decline, before evening out into a somewhat circular room. On each flat wall is a doorway, 2 of which are filled with smooth stone. The one to the east, however, seems to be open and leads to another hall.
Right. Can I look around to see if there's anything, like if the smooth is, like, holds any openings, or...
Make an investigation check.
Investigation
Yes.
4.
Okay.
Then rocks.
Ziden will ask Renji, what are you looking for?
It seems weird for this room to be shaped like this and have only one opening.
I thought there's a door there. There.
There were?
Wasn't it?
I believe
There's
so, but
there's two other doorways.
oh,
But
okay.
they're both. But the other two, other than this one over here, is filled with stone.
Hmm.
Which seems rather flush to the wall.
As in like a mechanism type stone?
As in, like,
Or
just
as in
solid stone.
rubble?
Not rubble, solid
Mhm.
flat stone. As if it's
They
like
didn't
a
steal
wall.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess
Are there
I'll
any
look around.
unlit torches in this area?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 21.
You don't find any other unlit torches. All the torches in this room appear to be lit.
Okay.
Ziden will look around for any hidden switches or the like.
Okay. That'd be an investigation check, please.
40.
You look around, you slowly glide your hand against parts of the wall you feel like should have mechanisms. You pull on the torch sconces. You don't seem to find any hidden switches.
Hmm. And there aren't any enemies or statues in this room, correct?
It is practically empty. The only thing that actually populates the room besides yourselves are the torches on the walls.
So the door on the other side, it's entirely locked, right? Is there a keyhole?
It's filled with stone.
It's
Oh.
it's basically like an archway that has been filled with stone. Like just
Right.
a
Caved in.
yeah, and not caved in. Like
Bricked up.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing a particularly good job of explaining myself, but it's like a brick archway which has been looks like it's just been put into a wall, like as if it's meant to give the idea that there was once a door here, but
I see.
No.
Right. Well,
So what we need is explosives.
no. What you need to do is keep your eyes peeled for potential traps.
Right.
Walls, the walls, the ceiling.
Speaking of, Sho, do you have your magical shape-shifting spider brain?
Out of the sleeve. Why, yes.
Okay, because he was really helpful last time we were in a really narrow place.
Quite. Sho basically reaches his hand over to the wall, and that's the onto it. Just a small house spider now.
okay. So sorry, you were breaking up a bit. So you're
I apologize. Put the familiar on the wall,
Okay.
and it's a spider. Yeah.
Okay. Right, so you now have your familiar on the wall, this tiny little sculpture just on the wall there.
And send him down the path.
Okay.
But not actually changing sense just yet.
Okay, so you see the...
And I'm going to be keeping my eye out corners, because fuck traps.
Okay, so make a perception check as it carries on down the wall.
Since I'm also standing at the edge of the hallway, I'd like to make a perception check too, please.
Okay.
I keep my eyes open all the time.
Okay.
Another natural 20.
13, 15, nat 20 for a 26.
Lucky bastard.
I don't know what's going on.
You all kind of observe the spider move down the corridor, and after a minute or so, it reaches the door at the end, which is just here. Nothing immediately seems to happen. The lights don't change. Nothing sounds. It just seems to have gotten to that doorway.
I form a rapier in my hand, and with my shield in front of me, I just go and walk towards the door.
Okay. As you get to there,
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself before a simple wooden door.
I think you just
He's
started
tried quite a lot.
Hmm?
You
He's,
heard you at
you
a
think of
simple
it.
something.
Okay, you find yourself before a simple wooden door.
Right.
Okay.
Can I tell if it's in any way locked/trapped?
Make a perception check.
That's 21.
You're on fire with, like, you see everything today, it seems.
I see everything.
Um,
I don't mean to be that guy, but I was on fire with anything that wasn't combat related last time.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that happened. So I'd
Yeah.
say be careful.
Yes, do be careful. You have a brief scan over the door, and you find that it doesn't appear to be trapped or locked. It doesn't even seem to have a keyhole. It just appears to be a basic wooden door.
Okay, I attempt to open it.
Okay. You place a hand on the handle. Feels
Fire
dreadful.
trap, we all die!
It feels dreadfully cold, but you open it and find yourself in another room. At the end of the long corridor, you find yourself in a long, somewhat wide room. The walls are adorned with torn and rotted banners. Weapon racks filled with rusted and broken weaponry are strewn everywhere. 3 crates, about 5 foot on each side, are placed haphazardly in the room. There is another exit to the room to the south.
Okay, I go and step inside. And let's pass in as well. Is there anything like... does the door on the south seem similar to the one I just entered through?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
We
a
check in
standard door. Oh, I was about to say, like, are the boxes like nailed?
Yeah, they are nailed shut crates.
I am going to use my sword and very fancily swing, cut the top off.
So you use a piece of grass? Nobody seems to know what a sword is.
Okay. So, you use
No
your...
one finds the sword joke fun.
you find... or you use your sword. You take 1 practice swing. I'd like you to make an attack roll for me, please. With advantage, because it's an immobile object.
I was about to say, like, it can't move.
That just means that its armor class is low.
Probably move the camera as well. I keep forgetting that there is a camera here.
There is a camera.
Yeah. Swah. Swing. Okay. Actually, I should be changing the music to something a bit more appropriate. Although I will do after this. So, you swing your sword. It cuts through the wood, which is kind of old and rather brittle. And when you do so, you find that inside are bones. Lots and lots of bones, which, upon being exposed to the outside, begin to rattle. And then the other 2 boxes also begin to shimmy and shake a bit, as if something is forcing them to animate. And you all watch as not extremely quickly, but quite swiftly, these bones kind of pile out of the open box, and eventually the ones in the other ones, like holes, burst out of the wood, and even more bones pour out of those, and they eventually begin to form themselves into humanoid forms. 4 of which appear to be around about 4 foot tall, regular sorts of humanoid shapes with kind of these disformed skulls. And then this little group here are even smaller ones. They're tiny sized little skeletons with these little rusted pitchforks, but there's a fuck ton of them. Like a little swarm of these tiny skeletons. And as they look to you, they all kind of begin to menace you and glah and rattle. And I'd like everybody to roll initiative for me, please.
As these guys appear, okay, that's a natural 20 on initiative.
Again.
Dude.
Again.
I
I don't know.
Not speed, me. Not speed. There we go.
But as these creatures appear, I look over specifically at Sho and at Max, and I say, "It wasn't me this time."
Tyrena's like, really? That's the thing you're clinging on to right now?
We can
stand at the
handle
red
these, I'm sure. I hope.
Stall children.
Okay, so Starchild.
But they're so cute!
Okay,
You
apparently.
shan't be thinking that when you lose an arm.
Okay, so I'll have to roll these manually, so I'll add Style Children to the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 13, so Style Childs get 13 to their thing.
I see.
There we go.
Oh,
Apparently I minimized the camera window so it wasn't updating on OBS. So I was like, why is there no enemies in the fucking camera? Let's see. So that's the Style Childs, and then the Scout Swarm. Eight. Okay. Descending. There we go. So, just going to turn this music down slightly. So, initiative order is Renji, then Max, then Ziden, then the Style Childs, then Hikan, then Sho, then the Starmite Swarm, then finally Tyrena. So, Renji, what would you like to do?
I would like to move towards the wall on the east. And am I correct in assuming that I now have advantage because of Ziden standing there?
I like ordinarily yes, but I'm tempted to say that with a creature of that size, you like Ziden would have to at least be standing here.
Okay.
Also, they popped out fully aware, knowing where we are and whatnot. So
True, but I was going for
Well, you can
the,
draw. Well,
the
you can.
flanking.
Yeah, well, you can draw a line corner to corner for the size of it. I'd say that they'd have to at least be on a different scale.
But you do
That's
get
fair
sneak
enough.
attack because all that needs is an ally within 5 feet.
Oh, in that case,
Stick attack.
yeah, that works. I stab with my rapier,
Okay.
and it's a 15 for 8 piercing damage, and then also for sneak attack, 1 sneaky damage.
Okay. Excellent. So that's 9 damage in total. You stab forward, and you see bones splinter and slice away, but the little childlike laughter that these things have just kind of pierces forward over the din of the clatter of its own bones, and it remains standing. Max, unless you have a bonus action, Renji.
I do not wish to do anything beyond this for now.
Alrighty, then it is Max's go.
One right next to myself and Sho here. I patented a move a few sessions ago that I'd like to do again.
Oh.
And hang on, brain's lagging a bit. Okay, I'm gonna do the magic missile punch against this skeleton thing.
Nice.
11 force damage right in his face.
Damn.
Bow, bow, bow.
Just with a very quick, practiced jab forwards, the force.
A punch that cannot miss.
A punch that cannot miss. You feel the magic of the accuracy magic of the missiles drag your fist forward even faster with more precision, and you sock this thing right in the lower jaw, which in turn splits from the skull and tumbles off. So it can't laugh at you anymore, and it is barely standing. You can see like the ripples from the force just kind of go through the rest of the skeleton body and just kind of really shake it. And
yeah, and when the head lands, Max just lifts and goes, "Yeah, you better shut up."
Okay. Anything you'd like to do as a bonus action or a move?
I don't think I can do anything as bonus action right now, so
Okay.
I shall be able.
Ziden.
Did just short you can it.
Yeah.
Just as background knowledge, would I know that skeletons like this are likely more weak to bludgeoning damage?
Make a religion check.
Also depends if you fought them before.
Ooh, 7.
You are unsure at the moment.
Okay, so say be more practical. So, yes, seeing the skeletons form for probably the first time for the party, you can actually see Ziden's face getting angry. His body immediately shifting. Normally he'd be more cautious. He'd back off, use the things. Instead, he goes straight into bear mode to beat the shit out of this one.
It's small here.
And he will attack the top one.
Okay.
Is it still alive?
It is not alive anymore. You kind of like
It wasn't in the first place.
you swipe at it and it explodes into a shrapnel of bone against the back
And that's
wall.
the lower one.
Hello and okay.
Haha.
And with your momentum, you angrily bite down on this other one. You kind of like engulf its entire left arm and part of its rib cage, which then crack under the pressure of your mighty jaws. As you tear away, you see that this thing is grievously wounded for a pile of bones, but it is still just hanging on. And then it is
How
their
can it
turn.
be wounded if it's only bones?
That's a good question.
He got hit with
Well,
the
it
bone.
it no longer has an arm.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty wounded to me.
It is in a worse
it is-
state than it was before.
Was coated in bone hurting juice.
Possibly.
Okay, so essentially the Style Children are going to reach for some very basic short swords that seem to be like on the walls. This one Style Child like grabs one, the one with one arm. I'm going to roll to see whether or not it was predominantly right or left-handed.
Hey, I'd say why doesn't he just pick up his arm?
That's true.
His arm is in bear teeth, isn't it? And being crunched.
Yeah, it is in not a usable state.
Ah,
It was, however, right-handed, so it grabs it with the dominant hand, and they all go for a simple swing. So this one versus a bear.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, so that's 5 piercing damage. Then this one versus the one without the jaw is now going to focus his attention on Max because that was the one who punched it.
yeah, one would assume.
22 to hit for 3 piercing damage.
Can it actually see me right now if it doesn't have a head?
It just lost
Does that-
its lower
the
jaw.
jaw?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it is.
It hit you and it looked real stupid doing it.
Wow.
Wow.
This one is then going to move over here to help its ally, but instead it's going to go for the wizard.
He doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that, and which is precisely why he gets a nat 1 and misses.
Missing with that bone shit.
Yeah. Okay, and then so that was the Style Child's go, and then Hikan, you're faced with a swarm of small bastards who are also bony and have these little spears.
So after taking a jump back, it's like, oh crap, there's lots of little things. I do a wide low sweep with my quarterstaff, if I can.
Channel the art of broom foo.
13 for 10.
Yep, that is a hit, but because they are a swarm, you don't seem to get a full hit on them. You kind of like you pass it through and it manages to knock one silly, but the others kind of just shift around it, as it were. Just kind of.
I punt the one I knocked silly with my foot.
Okay.
Oh god.
With a 19.
With a 19.
Boom.
Okay. So you just BAM! It just flies away from the rest of the group.
Hits the wall.
Hits the wall with a clatter. And that'll be it. Did you want to move anywhere, or are you good where you are?
I'm good where I'm at for the moment. I think the swarm's going to be focused on me, so...
Okay. Then shows go.
Right, so the one in front of me is the one that is currently damaged. I'm going to draw the sword again, clean overhead. Gonna try and see if I can. If it's missing a jaw, I might as well just try and split it in half. Zing, right down the middle.
So the one that's missing a jaw. Yep.
Yeah.
You do so. You cleave. It is cleft in twain.
Good.
As you knock it apart with your blade.
And then, hello.
Okay.
Considering this angle, is this flank worthy?
Yes, that is flank worthy.
Well, this thing is getting he's not in punching range. The leg comes up. It's going for an axe kick. No, not dagger. Martial arts. Coming in.
For an 8.
That should be bludgeoning.
Oh yeah, so 15. So yeah, 15. 5 bludgeoning now. Yeah, that's fine.
Whack.
Bam. You crack this thing around the back of the head, and as Ziden hypothesized earlier, bludgeoning damage does a silly amount of damage to skeletons, as demonstrated when Sho fucking axe kicks this one in the back. It's still standing, but it's missing a lot of bones.
It's missing back of its head.
It's missing the back of its head. Okay, so then it's the swarms go, and they all turn their attention on the monk. They're going to ready their spears and charge forward to stab at thee. In a flurry of stabbing motions. They roll a natural 20 with their spears, dealing a total of 18 piercing damage.
You know, they got you right in the nuts.
Yeah.
18 piercing damage. Okay.
Yeah. That's
That's some bone hurt right there.
Yeah. Okay, but that is their go. So, Tyreena's go. What she's going to do is she's going to maneuver herself. Actually, hold on. Ignore that. She's going to go this way and over here, seeing that her bestest of friends is in danger. And she's going to raise the great axe, getting a 20. That was great weapon master as well.
Return the favor.
This is so for the okay. So that was a natural 20 for a total, because this is undead. 20, 32, 37.
32 plus 11 radiant.
That's 43 total damage.
Ba, 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 ba.
This is why you get Great Weapon Master if you're wielding a two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Swings it down.
So you
And just does it do like a holy like gravity hammer, like bang?
yes. So let's see. I want to see if this thing actually survives it.
The camera's tile name.
The camera bot just dropped out. He's back, but he dropped out immediately.
Oh, okay. There we go.
It was too overwhelmed by the amazingness of Tyreena's strike.
43 direct camera damage.
Yeah. So essentially, what you guys observe is there's a different kind of stance with Tyrena at this point. You can see that there is a fury that goes with this, not just for seeing that her friend is being like damaged quite severely, but also there is just like a distinct hatred of these things. And she rushes forward, brings the axe in like this big elaborate sledgehammer style thing, and there's a small force wave as the power goes out. So because this one was 16, yes, there would have been a potential that it would have survived, but the radiant damage is what would have done it in. So these things just scatter to the four winds, and just
It's like doing for Sordar in a pile of cabbages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
scattering every which way. And she kind of like stands up and just, you okay?
I will be. I'm like pulling out little spears from my thigh.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't catch you in your. Probably caught you in your femoral artery. That's why it hurts so bad.
I got bandages. I'm good.
I was about to say, get it patched up.
Okay. Then we come back to the top of the round with Renji.
Right, so there are only 2 stall children remaining, correct?
In
Indeed.
front of you, and the one down by
One in front of
myself
us.
and Matt.
And there. Do I see whether or not either of them is more damaged than the others?
They both look pretty equally fucked up. Though I want you to make a perception check anyway, and it also, just offhand, I want Ziden to make the same perception check.
Okay, that's a 10.
Okay.
One of them is missing
26.
an arm,
Okay.
and one of them is missing the most of its cranium.
Okay. So Renji, you're too focused on the fight at the moment. You kind of see, all you see is skeletons, which are being dismantled, but you still just see the skeletons. Ziden, as you're kind of just crunching down on these bones and trying to just make sure that they are as much dust as you can possibly make them, you cast an eye back down the corridor you just came through, and you can see that the doorway you came through from that big circular room seems to very swiftly be closing off with a stone wall before eventually...
So we're trapped.
I was thinking, given his background, he'd probably have disadvantage on that perception check, but he still got it anyway.
Yeah, so he's still got a 23.
Well,
So yeah,
two.
Renji.
Okay, not seeing that. I'm just going to cast Toll the Dead on the stall child that is in front of me in Ziden.
Okay.
And since it is already injured,
Oh yeah, we were going to buff the dice on that one, weren't we?
that's a DC 13 Wisdom save, and if he fails, he gets 7 damage.
Yeah. There we go. Ah, yeah, that's how we buffed it when it's an additional D4. That's good. Let's see. Wisdom save with their mighty -1.
He's gonna get it.
He gets a 15.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. There we go. I think we've lost someone from the thing.
Ever?
No?
No.
Okay. Never mind.
On the bottom it says that Renji's not here. Which is
But
weird,
yeah.
because you just did a thing.
Yeah. So,
That seems to just be happening randomly.
Yeah.
Disappearing.
but yes, so
Fine.
Weirdness.
the Stell Child gets a 15 on their Wisdom save. They manage to withstand the horrors that the hideous sound you've sent their way has done.
You cannot spook what is already to spook.
You cannot spook this Skutal. But yes, so is there anything else on your turn you'd like to do? Would you like to move? Would you like to use a bonus action?
I would. I want to step onto the crate if this crate isn't broken.
Yeah, with the forcefulness of the skeletal escape from these boxes, it is in a state where you can stand over it. It is a pile
Okay.
of wooden bones at this point.
And I'll be standing there, just ready for the Stell Child to do anything.
Menacingly.
Menacing.
I am holding my Twilight rapier, so yes.
Your spooky blade.
Ooh. Okay, Max.
Did we decide if my quarterstaff was a +1 now because of it being magic?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Hitting these things seems to work really well. I'm gonna hit it.
Okay.
19 for 8 bludgeoning damage on
Yeah.
this one.
You
In front of me.
you just crack.
Whirl it around and smack it across the face, baseball
And
style.
there goes the rest of it.
But
And let's go.
You
And I'm just gonna put the end of the staff down and wait for Ziden to finish with the other one.
Okay. But yeah, you smack it. There's a clonk clonk as it hits against the opposite wall, and the rest of its body just kind of falls apart. Ziden.
Ziden has too much rage for tactics, so he's just going to bite and claw.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yep. The claws would have missed, but it doesn't matter. The bite was enough to do it anyway.
The claws will continue then, smashing it into dust.
It can't dodge if it can't move.
But yeah, congratulations. You have defeated the skeletons, as they all kind of are just bone meal and broken weapons lying upon the floor. Tyrina immediately heads over and gives you... It's going to give you 5 points of healing, Hikan.
Alright.
I'm gonna get these hands.
And then I'm just kind of sitting there, just pulling the rest of the spears out of my legs.
Oh.
Standing on top of this crate, would I see now that the
The way
doors, the door is shut?
Yes.
Okay. I'll run towards the now stone enclosed to try and see if I can find anything to open it or
Make a investigation.
investigation. I'm not good with these. 15.
Okay. You run over, you place your hands on the stone, try and see if you can find a seam, anything that kind of indicates a way out. But sadly, as much as you search, it's almost as if this slab of stone was built there to be a wall. It was as if it was part of the wall all the time.
I'll turn my weapon from a rapier into like a maul
Okay.
and try and break through it.
Make an attack roll.
Okay.
I was about to say, war pick?
Yeah, that would work too, but like Renji thinks of hammers. That
Just hit the thing with the thing.
Yeah.
that would be D20 plus 5 because I am proficient in this weapon and it uses charisma instead of strength.
Yes.
15.
Okay. So you hit it with all of your might, all of your eldritch empowerment. It doesn't even make a mark.
Okay.
Yeah,
Renji might try again and again, but probably the same results.
He goes in circles and circles and circles and circles.
Yeah.
Does anyone else hear another loud noise? What's going on back there?
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Where'd that wall come from?
I don't know, but doesn't seem to budge.
Well, there's got to be a way out of here somehow, right?
There's the door.
Nowhere to go but forward.
I guess we know what happened to the other guy. Probably got
Renji,
Yeah.
come on.
Ziden, it's okay. They're down now. You can stop now.
I think he's gone AFK briefly. In fact, before I open that door and while we wait for him to get back, I also need to take care of something, so I'll be back in 5 seconds, promise.
Okay.
So, in response, it's probably bear noises. And,
Nice.
yeah.
So bear with us.
So while we're waiting, hello, chat.
Back.
Welcome back. Artie is AFK at the moment.
It's been more than 5 seconds.
He lied.
You lied to me.
I did say that after somebody was like, "It's okay, they're dead now." Max said that. I did say the response was probably bear noises, so I hope I played you right briefly.
That makes sense.
You got played!
Bear noises, plus more crushing.
Ziden, you're not going to
You
fit
okay?
through that door. You're too big.
Ziden, are you okay?
Followed by more crushing.
I'm
Does
with
this
the bear on this one. Pulls out another spear.
Oh, okay.
Max, does this happen more often with him?
We've never fought skeletons before, so I guess he doesn't like them.
I'm
Has a
back.
few in his, has a few in his
Welcome back.
closet, it would seem.
Uh,
Come on.
Sure, you might want to back up a bit in case.
It's not like you can get through here otherwise.
No, I mean, you're standing on some bones. He might go through you to get at them.
Just more crunching and destroying of bones and stuff.
Yeah, only once everything is definitely dust does he turn back.
Okay, that's fair.
Screw it. I pick up some stall child bone meal.
Okay.
I hope you're
Anyways.
not planning to drink that. It's probably.
Oh no. At this point, Hikan's like, well, if I can't use it, someone else will buy it from me.
That's good.
I hate to be a rain on your parade, Hikan, but I doubt there's much in the market in the legal sense for the bones of children.
Okay.
These aren't children, they're small skeletons.
Bless you, child. Bless you.
Alright, so you open this door?
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna...
The way behind us is sealed, and the sealed entrance that we found before is probably the way back around.
You enter a corridor that breaks off into 2 directions. There is a door to the south and a door to the west.
Just wooden door.
Just a wooden door.
I'm going to make I'm going to check for traps while we go through.
Okay.
Because, God forbid. I
will
don't
do
know.
so too.
Little
as I
spider.
Follow after show.
Little spider creeping around through the doorway. He was hiding while the fighting was. Scuttles along.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So a 7, a 10, a 17. Anybody else like to do some perception knows?
Nah, I trust the party.
Okay. So you all kind of have a look down the corridor. You look over the walls. You look over the 2 doors that are there. You don't appear to find any traps.
Maybe move the camera for the.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Looks good.
Are the doors similar to the other doors again?
Yes.
Okay. Renji will open the western door.
Okay. Let's see. It's going to.
And his weapon is a rapier again.
Okay.
And the wafer thin sword.
Wafer thin.
Wafer thin. Okay, so you now find yourself in a long corridor that makes a sharp turn to the left. At the end of the corridor is a single door, another simple wooden one that is similar to the others.
Before we head through, I'm going to see this one.
Okay.
Might as well.
Let's see.
Uh,
Room 6. Okay.
Our rooms are numbered.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll... I'm also going to clear the turn orders here. There we go.
Hmm.
Okay. This large room has the appearance, if I can get back onto here, there we go, of a dining hall, complete with tables, though lacking chairs. Bones and rotted food are scattered everywhere. There is a door on the southern wall, and at one point in the room, which you'll see immediately, as long as I get onto the right layer, is a putrid pile of this oozy material that just kind of sits there and wiggles around. Just
In the center of the room.
Yeah, in the center of the room.
God, I can smell that from here.
Make another perception check if you want to.
Yeah. I looking at this thing, and I don't know. I'm thinking if I've read about it.
If you want to know what it is, that'd be an Arcana check.
At a +6.
Okay.
15.
You believe this to be a specific type of ooze known as a like-like. They have a habit of eating random items that they find on the souls of poor people who have been ensnared by them.
But do you like them?
I dislike them.
Fucking
Yeah.
have your fucking pun damage, you bastard.
Thank you.
Every time it does that, I imagine it's like when any character in Dragon Ball gets killed by a beam attack, and they all like do the slow float backwards as they disintegrate, like no.
For people who
I
can't
will wear
see,
it with pride.
for people who can't see right now, that is 1,649 pun damage.
Yeah.
That's fuck.
Again, I will wear it with
campaign over.
pride.
Okay. So you done your Arcana check.
Right. So before pinching his nose and just these things, try not to get too stab happy. They ingest anything that enters their body. You'll be fine, Renji. Your sword can dissipate on your own command, but
In that case, my rapier turns into a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
Question:
Yes.
as I sidle on by, is it just doing as it does and just still wiggles in the center and doesn't really bother?
Yep, it is indeed. And going back to Max's perception check, you kind of have a glance around. You think something is moving on the ceiling, but it's actually remarkably high, and the torchlight doesn't help that it's flickering around.
Guys, is there something up there?
Sho switches his senses to the spider and climbs up.
Okay, make a perception check with advantage as you go up.
18.
Okay, you have a look on the ceiling. You can see these pulsating masses of green slime just kind of sit there for the moment. It's odd. If they were liquids that obeyed any form of gravity, they would be on the floor by now.
They would be on the floor by now. Sho returns to his own senses, and as the spider scuttles back down, there's something. You're right. There is something in the ceiling, and it is definitely not
You've
stone.
You've encountered these before. You know that they're alchemical chews.
Yeah, same as before.
Hikan's eyes light up.
I don't think.
Are those the ones that got stronger when I zapped them?
I think so.
Okay.
The ones that we found in the sewage system. Do not strike them with elemental power. Well, we either have the corridor or we have here.
You see that there is
Sorry,
a door
Bronze
to the south here, and there is another door to this wall here as your other ways out of this room.
Shall we just attack it?
The like, it's relatively passive. they're more of like a giant. I wouldn't say they're fungal in nature, but they act like a fungus. They just fulfill their purpose, which is if anything comes into contact with them, they'll just digest it. So, should be, if you leave it be, it won't do much to you.
But aren't the guards gonna call people to explore this place?
Well, we could tell them it's here. They'll know how to deal with it.
And then tell them to not fight it.
And
Anyway,
also the blobs up above.
Oh,
that's
by
a
the
bit more
way-
of a pressing matter.
unless the entire room that we came through is now blocked by stone, I can just go back out.
Well, that's great for you.
What do you mean, like Misty step through?
Yeah,
Oh, good for you, buddy.
like in the case we need to like call in others, maybe
And how are they going to get to us?
like there's more people there. They can find a way to like break through the stone.
Hopefully, it shouldn't have to come to that. Right. Well, I'd be prepared. This shows us looking up at the ceiling. They're more than likely going to try their best to get the drop on us, but if we're prepared, then we should be fine. How they'll react with the like, I have no idea, but I suppose we'll find out now.
Okay.
Sho ambles to Nya, and basically
As you get to Nya, as you get to that position, there's a shudder, and then these 5 little blobs immediately land.
also, as my preparedness, may I take a swing at the one that landed right next to me?
Sure, I would consider that attack of opportunity worthy in that regard.
Because I knew that they were there.
Yeah. And I will, while you do that, I'm going to kick on some appropriate music.
9 to hit.
Okay, 9. That does not hit.
When it lands, I'm like, oh, I got it, and it just does the metronome thing, where it's like, boing, 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 boing. It's like, damn it!
But yeah.
Yeah.
So they all land and go upright. You can see the goofy eyes and the bizarre smile form in the goop that they are. And I'd like everybody present to roll initiative, please.
Well, because you asked nicely.
5.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Keep
Also,
rolling the same initiative as Sho.
Oh, those poor chews.
No one's doing good on initiative today.
No, it's a B. I wonder what happens. No, I'm not actually going to ask that question, because some dumbass is going to.
Why are
It's
you
a
gonna...
It's a dangerous idea.
I want to know now.
Dangerous ideas are the best.
Okay, so likes ingest anything that they come into contact with, right? What would happen if you put the like on one of the choo-choos when you charge it with something?
Who knows? Maybe there's something worth trying out.
No!
I mean, this really isn't a appropriate place for science.
Yeah.
No, it's really not.
It's always a
Alchemical
good time
choose
for science.
But if it happens on accident, then...
Alchemical chews they only absorb the 3 basic. They only absorb basic elements, don't they? It's thunder, ice, and flame.
Alchemical chews only absorb lightning. Elemental chews, if they survive the hit, gain the properties of the element that they've been struck with.
Right. So these guys will just suck up lightning.
They will just suck up lightning.
Hey.
But anyway, initiative order is the like, then Hikan, then Sho, then Tyrina, then Ziden, then Max, then Renji, then the alchemical choose in dead last.
I hate that these things on my character's hard counter. And they're so dumb.
Let's see. So the like
They are very dumb.
has a movement speed of that, and that's all it does on its turn.
It just sludges over to the table.
5 feet.
Yep. Let's see. So that'll be it for the like. Just it slithers over to the direction of the table. Seems to be just pottering around in like circles and stuff. Then it's Hikan.
Yeah.
It's a bit blobby.
I meant to move there, not at the corner.
That's fine.
No,
And
but
I'm gonna
you're
give
going for
him
a
the
super
old
dramatic.
1-2.
Okay.
You do need to do it. You do a super dramatic. You step off the table. Oh, big mid-air swing.
Bam,
Bam.
bam. Both of those strikes hit.
24 and 22 for 8 and 7.
8 and 7. Okay, sweet.
For a total of 15.
Nice. You deal a really good amount of damage as you swing your quarterstaff and follow up with a palm strike, and you can feel the force of your strikes tearing away at the goop that is this alchemical chew. Sho.
Da-da-da-da. Right. I step over to this one, and I give him a slash with my sword. 13 to hit for 4.
That is indeed a hit.
Swing, and then I'm going
Oh
to...
yeah, I forgot. Attack of opportunity because you left the threatened space to the first one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it's just gonna bam.
10 misses.
Yeah, I don't think a 14 hits. So you deal 4 damage with the 8-fold blade.
And time to see if I can punt it across the room. Da-da-da-da-da.
And you smack it. Following Hikan's lead, you continue to deal very good damage to these things. Yeah.
Try to punt it across, but I assume it doesn't leave the floor, and it's like when you punch a balloon that's weighted to the floor.
Boom.
And then it just rocks back into place.
At the beginning of Tyrina's turn, I'm just going to roll her a thing in private. Oh, that's not good. Ziden, since you're at the back, and Renji, you can see this through the door, you turn just in time to hear a boom behind you as you see a big purple hand land on Tyrina and grab her. She rolled a 4 on her dex save. And begin to ascend into the ceiling as Tyrina's like, "You fucking let go, you son of a bitch!" And just is gone.
Tyrina? Tyrina's gone. What? Tyrina's gone. Ziden. What?
You may roll Arcana
Enough muttering.
checks
What happened?
if you want to know what that was.
Arcana?
Although which one?
What?
Arcana.
21.
21.
And an 8.
Okay. Renji, you've never really been aware of these things before. Ziden, you are aware that this is quite possibly something. It's debated whether or not it's a construct or a magically summoned fiend, but this is something called a Wallmaster. Typically, they are put on guard in dungeons to grab intruders and get them the fuck out of the dungeon. Though they can be programmed, instead of putting them at the start of the dungeon, to put them in specific spots. Sometimes spiked pits, jail cells, that sort of thing.
As I don't say, she's probably alright, but she's been moved somewhere else. We need to keep fighting. And I will shoot at the one Hikan's punching. Oh, What's that?
You might want to move into the room a little bit.
I'll go here.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I will use my quarterstaff enchanted with shillelagh
Okay.
and come. I assume I could have got there.
Yeah, there's plenty of.
Yeah, plenty of.
Yeah. You're fine.
I'm smack it.
Smack it.
Advantage. Give it a smack. Whoop-pow!
Pow. 20 for 7.
7 magical bludgeoning.
Woo! You just boom. You kind of like take a chunk out of it, which splats against the wall, and then it's somehow shorter. Okay, so that was Ziden's go. Then it's Max's turn.
What?
I remember using fire on these things was alright last time.
Yeah.
Just swing the staff around, strike it on the floor so it catches fire on the end, and fling some the firebolt at the one nearest me, which is this one up north of the thing.
Okay.
13 for 8 fire damage.
That is enough to hit, and you can see the ooze bubbling and boiling and sizzling as the bolt of flame hits into its form.
And the rest of it is basically just going to be looking upward to see if another thing comes to grab me or something.
Okay, Renji.
Renji is going to shoot the like
Okay.
with a heavy crossbow. 23 for 12 piercing damage.
12 piercing damage. Okay. So the magical bolt flies through the air, and there's a as it makes contact with this putrid pile of pancake slime and just kind of sits there for a moment. There's barely a ripple, but you know you've done something, but it wasn't as effective as you might have hoped.
Alright.
Sho does catch that at the corner of his eye and is like, it's a passive creature, I told you.
Okay. So
It's moving.
then, is there anything else?
So were these things.
Anything else you want to do on your turn? Bonus actions, move actions?
Not really. I want to change my weapon, but that's an action, so no.
Okay. I guess then it's the Alchemical Choose turns. They can move X amount. They can move 10 feet each. So that one's going to go there. That one's going to go there. This one's going to go over here, but can't really move any further. So it is just so it's the 3 that are in range. So first we'll go for the one that has been hit. I'm going to say it's going to go, because it was focused primarily on the monk first, it's going to continue its assault on the monk. They're very stupid creatures. Does a 20 hit your AC?
Unfortunately.
So you take 3 bludgeoning damage as it hurls its entire weight at you. But because it's been made significantly shorter and smaller by Ziden previously, it's not that much damage. Then the one currently focusing on Max will attempt to attack Max. But only get a 10 with this attack. And
No.
yeah, that's a miss. And then the other one is going to attempt to attack Sho with the same tactic. Does the 16 hit your AC?
It does, and I take a critical. What damage?
Singular point of damage. You are slightly more damp now. Maybe a tiny bit sticky, but that's about it.
I'm slighted by it.
But that'll be their turn. The like slides over here, and that'll be that. Hikan.
Like that done nothing wrong. He mine is over.
Just give him the old razzle dazzle.
The good old thwack punch.
Okay,
With a
so
26 and a 24.
the 26 with the 7 bludgeoning damage is enough to finish this one off.
Cool. So I will go. I noticed that the like is going to max, or going towards max in them. So I'm going to go to the alchemical chew that's over there in the north, and use the unarmed strike on that one.
Okay.
Punch.
Bam! 6. I'm going to punch a hole in the center. The small globule of chew jelly just flies back and lands on the table. Just gonna. It's so close to landing perfectly on a broken plate, but no. Okay. Alrighty then. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that's my movement and my action and bonus action. So
Okay.
I'm good for the moment.
Sho.
I am going to hold my palm out in front of me. Just pull a little sword right in front of me and chromatic orb fire him in the face.
There we go.
Blast.
Blam. Oh dear.
But it goes wide. Fuck me.
It goes wide and scorches the edge of this table right here. It's like just post pounce. It's doing that bullshit wiggly thing, so it's just like it ticks back and forth and just slides around it.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, sir?
No, I can't do anything.
Okay. Tyrina's disappeared. Ziden.
Ziden shall step forward. Yeah, I'll flank this one and hit it. For 15, 13 damage.
15 for 30. Very nice. That is a very good amount of damage. You shorten this one as well.
He's just chopping their
Smacking
box
it in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But it is only head.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'm guessing it was. Did you use a bonus action again to cast Shillelagh to smack a thing?
I mean, it lasts a minute, but sure.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was see if you wanted to use a bonus action for anything else.
Nobody's injured enough. No.
Okay.
My only other bonus actions are healing word and become a bear / other things.
I'm gonna smack this goo blob still up in my face
Okay.
for critical hit for 15.
Yep, that's yep.
Smash it to pieces damage,
Whack.
and then move down around here,
Okay.
keeping away from that like bastard.
Okay. Renji, is your go.
Right, Renji's just stepping out into the room a little bit, seeing the Chu behind Hikan is going to that one is going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
And that is a 9 to hit.
It scorches the wall behind it.
Nah.
Well, not scorches, it's force damage.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it crashes against the wall behind it. But yeah.
And is going to step back again.
Okay. Then it's the alchemical chew's turn. It's going to this one over here is going to scrunch up and spring at Hikan.
Oh no, it bounced.
Wah! but it misses horribly. With a 10 to hit, it's not gonna touch the monk.
A 10 to hit and a 1 damage.
Does it slap into the wall and stuff like no? These poor little sad things that try.
Yeah. So the perfectly fine Choo Choo is going to move forward, and it's going to mix with the first one. They remain the same size. It's almost like it's a brand new Choo Choo, but otherwise it's, yeah. And that's it on its turn. Then the likes go.
Was he's gonna?
I have made a terrible mistake.
Let's see. Nah, it won't attack you. It's busy moving towards the thing that shot it. Hikan, it's your go.
Odd that the thing doesn't attack me. I don't provoke it, and then I punch and
Yeah. Like you
punch and whack the stick or the chew next. 14 for 8.
Nice hit.
And 21 for 8 more.
Nice. Yeah, you're just bludgeoning this Choo Choo asunder. Pieces of goo going every which way.
So it's still together?
It is still cohesive enough to provide a threat.
Alrighty then, I will go ahead and wait right here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Sho.
Righty. So this thing's just reformed in front of me.
Yeah.
And slighted by its wiggling bullshit, I'm just going to slash and punch. Miss.
That's a hit.
No.
And that's a hit. Because remember, you have advantage
oh,
from
an
side
8 hits.
Flank.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Ziden.
Flank you.
Yeah.
Okay, don't make me roll again, motherfucker.
As I say, I wear it with pride.
Okay. So yeah, you
Next character will be a bod.
There's a sin like some kind of pride. Too many lives.
You bring your blade down and slice off a piece of the Choo Choo, following up with a nice precise strike with the palm, and you take pieces away from this thing, it getting smaller, less like its original form, and the rest of its goo just kind of remaining fairly useless on the floor. Tyreena's still missing. Ziden.
I'm a snack. 22 and a 12.
Okay. You kind of give it such an indent in the head. It looks kind of like a you know how in those in cartoons where it's just kind of just sunken in, they look like a Y. Kind of like that. It's still standing. It's just much shorter.
Tom and Jerry'd his ass.
Yeah, you Tom and Jerry'd his ass. Max.
Which one to hit? I'm gonna fling a firebolt at the one next to Hikan, so that he is free to either deal with the like or get away from it. 27 for 4 fire damage.
Nice. That is definitely hit. You stick this thing with a bolt of fire. This one also sizzling away. Still stands though. Still cohesive, but it's you definitely hit your mark.
And that's about it.
Okay. Renji.
I'm going to use Toll the Dead on the like.
Okay.
And that is a DC of 13 for a total of 3 or 5 if it's injured.
5. You did hit it, so you did hurt it. Jesus Christ. This like is very aware of its surroundings, very sure of itself.
Yeah.
It might also be the fact that it is basically just a pile of slime that can't really comprehend the noise as much as understands its horror.
The implication thereof.
Yeah. We will eventually get a really good hit with Toll the Dead someday.
I hope so.
Just not today.
He's just like, you just hear the ring and he's just like, oh, I'm good.
This is not that day.
Oh dear. Would you like to
Someday
move
you'll see
or
me throw
bonus
the
action?
No.
No? Okay.
It's like trying to cast Toll the Dead on Patrick Starling. Oh, I'm good.
Okay. The alchemical chews. One of them is going to. Let's see. Yeah, they are kind of single-minded, so they're going to attack the things that they've been kind of focused on. So, one against Sho. 21 to hit for 2 damage.
I'm here.
Where?
Oh, is he down?
My knee.
And the other one is going to attempt to attack Hikan with the same brute bludgeoning force, but only gets a 12 and misses. I love how pathetic these things are when it comes to their attacks.
That's the point.
Yeah.
It's so adorable.
Then the like. Meh. And that'll be it. I'm gonna have it go on to let's see, 2-pack. There we go. Have the like there. Okay. Hikan.
I mean, it's still here, still trying to attack me, so might as well keep doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
17 for 6.
That is enough. Explodes
And,
the shower of green slime.
Since that's the case, I'm gonna stay where I'm at. I'm gonna keep an eye on the like until it gets. I can't hold a bonus action, can I?
No.
I'd say pen.
All right, so I will go ahead and move to in the space where the dead like was, and for the first time, I'm gonna pull out some of my darts and get ready to throw them at it when it gets closer to Renji.
Okay.
Not holding the action, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. Show.
Motherfucking squishies need to fucking die and swing the sword. Wusha, 19 for 10.
19 for 10. That also completely finishes off this like. Not
Just-
this this choo-choo.
Just like cuts it like straight down the middle.
Yeah. It's much easier now that it's like a Y shape. It's much easier to get that kind of.
Yeah. It's got the groove.
Yeah.
It's like when you X mark a tree before you cut it down. It's like okay. Swing, dramatic sheath of the sword, and it just points over. It's just leave the damn thing alone. They're mindless. They're not bothering us.
Okay. Tyrion is missing. Ziden, do you want to take any aggressive actions towards the like?
No, I'll check the ceiling just in case there's anything else.
Yeah, make a perception check.
19.
You don't find anything on the ceiling. You kind of have a look up. You find nothing on the ceiling. You look around. You don't find anything out of the ordinary. There is a rusted bell on this wall, like a little bell with a rope handle. There's the tables in the room which have no chairs and they're covered in rotted food. And there's a like and a couple of torches on the walls. That's it. That's really just it with this room.
Guess I'll point out the bell.
Okay. Max, do you want to take any aggressive actions towards the like?
Nah.
Nah. Okay. Renji, do you want to take any aggressive actions towards the like?
I'm going to cast All the Dead.
Fuck!
I'm just gonna sit here and watch it eat you.
I'm going to sit here and watch it be wise enough to not get hit.
Okay. Takes a wisdom saving
Please.
throw.
Please. Please.
Gets a 0.
6 necrotic damage.
6 necrotic damage.
Leave the thing alone. Didn't do anything to you.
Its wisdom is my intelligence.
Its intelligence is even worse. So it kind of like it shudders a bit as you can see that you can feel the power is taking its toll.
And I step into the hallway.
Okay. All right then. The alchemical cues are gone. The like is going to.
Yeah, I figured.
And that's it. Hikan.
Alrighty, what's the range on those? I actually didn't stat those because I didn't know what they were supposed to be.
I think it's like 30-90. So you could do 30 feet in normal range, and then up to 90 feet at disadvantage, and then after that, it's too far to hit accurately with.
It's a 2060. I just took a
Okay.
took a look there.
Okay.
All right, so since it's kind of chasing Renji at the moment, I'm gonna move over here, just within 20 feet of it, and
Sounds
I'm gonna
like-
throw a dart at it.
Sounds
Okay.
like a not my problem.
16
16. That is enough to hit. So roll your damage.
for 9,
A 9. Okay.
and that's my turn.
Okay. The dart lands in the thing, kind of wiggles in the very thick viscous form. Definitely hit it. Definitely did something. Can't be sure how much of effect it had. But yeah.
Can you all leave? The blob
It's gonna
alone?
keep attacking Renji.
It hasn't attacked anyone.
It's going after him.
I can't
He
believe
fucking
it's
hit
such
it!
just a menacing blob of jelly. God forbid the havoc it will wreak upon this world.
It's just moving towards whatever hit it last.
I'm gonna check this door because I don't trust that bell.
Okay.
So you're just going to. Okay.
Okay. Give me a second. I need to find what room that is. Okay. Bam. This long room before you seems to serve no immediate purpose. The most significant feature would be this large, imposing stone face on the north wall, one that has a permanent scowl, almost as if disappointed. On the wall next to it are golden inscribed letters that say the magic word is Mergaz, Maergahz. There is a door to the south, and there is a table.
Wow. It's a funny looking face. Sho goes up and like palms it essentially, just like seeing.
I'll move the camera so it can see where you are. There we go.
Some kind of mechanism.
You go over and you put your hand on the thing. It goes, "Your hands are cold." The face doesn't move. You just hear this voice. All of you hear it as from this room.
Hello.
Hello. And I think that's more than 6 seconds. So we'll
Yeah.
we'll move on to the next one. Ziden.
What's up?
Yes, I'd hear the hello and go see what Sho's up to. Did that make the noise?
Yes, that made the noise.
We should probably get everyone else.
Yes. We'll be right back. Face.
Oh, that's my turn. Can't move any further back, really.
Okay. Max.
Yeah, come on, guys, leave this thing alone. She's being fucking cruel now. I'm gonna use all my movement and extra movement to come in here. See what's up.
The face speaks.
I heard.
Okay.
Although, more pressing thing is getting Tyrina.
Well, we
Ren.
don't know where she was taken.
If it went straight back to the very first room, then she should be relatively fine. But I wouldn't put it past them to put her somewhere where
seconds.
she's in harm's way.
So Renji.
Yeah, Renji is being chased by a like, albeit very slowly.
Can you really say it's chased if you like sextuple its movement distance?
Well, if there's someone walking after you, doesn't matter how fast it is a chase. So, Range is going to shoot again.
Okay.
An Eldritch Blast. And that's a 15 for 8 damage.
Okay. You fire the dart. The bolt of force energy slams into this thing, sizzling away at some of the putrid goop, making it smell even worse. Somehow for force damage. 8 damage. Okay.
Is this going to just keep happening until this like is dead? Because the only thing that happens is...
I mean, you're the one righteously indignant in terms of killing it, so...
Oh, before my turn ends, I do want to step back one more time.
Okay. Let's see. So the like gonna go over here. Now, it has a clear line towards you. So it is going to attempt to engulf you. As it stretches its form to try and grab you. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Coming up, it's a 15.
Okay. You avoid it. You see this ordinarily slow thing just suddenly really, by comparison, really quickly stretch and lunge at you in order to try and grasp at you. But you manage to just get out the way in time, and then it just reforms back into its original shape. Okay. And then Hikan.
Staying far away, I'm gonna throw another dart at it
Okay.
because it keeps chasing Renzi. 24 for 5.
Nice. So you hit it with another dart. It's
That'll be my turn.
okay. Sho, I'm guessing you're gonna sit and converse with the giant stone face.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So I guess for the sake of brevity, are you three who are in the other room going to remain in the other room for what is effectively going to be the rest of this combat?
I guess so. Unless he starts screaming in pain.
Max is about to go back.
Okay.
I was about to say, this is interesting, but Tyrina's safety is a bit more important.
Right, but
Probably
this guy might be progress, so...
If we deal with the thing and he just follows us, we rescue Tyrina faster.
Okay.
So, if I can go this way, set amount of spaces. How?
Okay.
That's my turn,
All right.
I suppose.
Ziden.
Do you have any range spells?
And cantrips.
I will. I can't switch to my bow. I doubt it has much health left. So I shall tap Sho on the shoulder and cast guidance upon him.
Why?
So that you can add it to your next ability check.
Okay.
Okay.
You get an extra d4.
Extra d4 on the next skill check. Or...
Can I percept Tarina's location?
I'm done.
Oh dear. Okay, so you've applied guidance to Sho, which I guess you'll be remarkably appreciative of next time. Max.
Well, range on this spell is really far, so this is just under his breath, going to swear a lot before firing a firebolt at the like
Okay.
and miss.
Ah.
His
Yeah.
anger has thrown him off.
You point and fire. It travels straight through the door, hits the wall above it. Renji, you see just this spark, just above the doorway. But yeah. Did you want to move, or do you gonna stay where you are?
I'm gonna come in here.
Okay. Then Renji, it's your go.
Renji is going to move all the way back to the back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to... Yeah, he's very annoyed with this like. He's going to cast Hexblade's Curse on it.
Okay.
That's a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is within 30 feet of me. Yes. So I'll cast Eldritch Blast,
Uh-huh.
and it'll do it's a 15 for force damage.
Okay. 12 force damage, nice.
Oh wait, no, sorry. 14 force damage because it's
Okay.
proficiency, not.
Okay. Minus. Nice. You fire the Eldritch Blast forward. This one takes a nice sizable chunk out of the like, but it still continues to go strong, and it demonstrates this by moving forward 5 foot. And then Hikan, it's your go.
Move there and keep throwing darts at it.
Okay.
Nope.
No. Just whistles past, hits the hits the frame of the door, and just sticks there. Yeah. Sho.
Well, since we're doing this, Sho walks by up next to Hikan. It's like, this is going to become a hassle. And does guidance apply to attacks?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Well, too bad. Let's see how far wide this chromatic orb goes. It hits.
That'll probably do it.
8. Chromatic orb fire, please.
Okay. So, orange diameter ball of flame shoots from the diamond, grasped firmly and confidently in Sho's hand, and impacts into the side of this the burning causing even worse of a smell to fill the room. Yeah, Ziden.
I shall switch to a bow and shoot it.
Okay.
That's probably bow range. It's a long bow. Yes, that's bow range. Pew!
As it kind of hits the side, hits the frame, just narrowly missing this like.
Clearly, I need to stop varying so many combat styles today. Quarterstaff, bow.
Max. Unless you, Ziden, do you want to move anywhere or use a bonus action, or?
I could actually have gone over and stabbed it. Oh, I'll just go here. Go here so I can still keep it.
Okay. Max.
Rapidly getting fed up with the shit. Gonna come a bit closer. Then just call up all the electricity in his body and throw it at this goddamn thing. Witch Bolt, 24 for 30 lightning damage.
Nice. You just bring everything up, and through the power, pure rage and frustration and irritation, the power of lightning just escapes you and lands into this like, rattling its body, causing it to glow from the electricity. It's still standing, barely. Renji.
Right. Seeing how everyone is fighting this thing again, he's going to, just use Eldritch Blast. And that's 24 for 9 force damage.
Nice. You fire off the bolt, lands into it, slices through some of the goo. There's still something of a cohesive mess, which it demonstrates by tearing ass 5 foot down the corridor.
Oh no!
That's
What a machine!
Hikan.
Absolutely.
It's going at such a ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed!
How will we ever keep up with it?
No! It's gone plan.
I can still see it there, so I'm gonna keep throwing darts
Yeah.
and
You're
keep
getting
missing.
You're getting lots of dart throwing practice.
Ha! Just bounces off a nearby stone wall.
Well, at least you can pick it up.
Yeah. And then Sho.
Right. Do I have any rain? I do! Huzzah! Well, I'm going to go. Yeah, I have a view. I'm going to. Is it within range? Is it? It's just within range. From Sho's hand, a lash of lightning surges forth and Castlevania style crack. Oh, sorry, went twice.
That's okay, we'll go with the first one. So it's a strength saving throw.
Yep, just.
Da-na-na-na.
It still takes the 6 damage.
There we go. Time with CSA will be pulled to 10 feet forward and then take 1d8 light damage if it is within 5 feet of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess not.
It's a cantrip. Cantrips don't deal damage unless they fail the saving throw.
Yeah. So you lash out at it. The lightning kind of sears a line in the stonework above it, but not enough to damage it. Ziden.
Pew pew. Is 13 enough?
13 for 7. It's been a long drawn out battle. How would you like to do this?
Oh.
I just pewed it, so I guess it just goes pewing right through, piercing through it, going very near to Renji, just twanging right next to the side of his head.
Nice. There is now a foul-smelling arrow embedded in the wall next to Renji, as this thing just finally loses enough cohesiveness to just melt down into a horrific smelling puddle on the floor.
Max's lightning witch bolt keeps going for a few seconds and skitters across the wall before he finally just wrenches his arm down.
And you can see Renji just having this dour look on his face as he walks towards the rest of the party again, across like remaining mass.
If you are done wasting our time.
We were told to eliminate threats because people were going to come in. It sounded like there was something important over there. I'm with Renji on this.
I don't understand why you would just walk away while there was still a source of danger.
You made it a source.
That is not the point here, Sho. We were here to deal with anything that was here to find historical artifacts, not to find any wildlife to preserve. This is not the case here.
In case you haven't noticed, Tyrene is still missing.
Right. So, why were we, not dealing with the situation at hand before going to deal with this? Instead, I am now angry at you for a very legitimate reason. You can't do this. We're a team. We need to look out for each other.
You may throw that one at me when you start picking fights when they are not needed. Act righteously indignant as much as you like when you yourself start saying by your own principle. Then, and only then, may you come to me acting like the petulant child that you are.
And with a dour, unfortunate tone that settles upon the party, with Tyrena missing and carnage within the dining hall of this dungeon, I believe we shall end the session here for today, and come back to it another time because it is currently 10 to 10, and we've gone on for a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, well, that was eventful. Thank you very much for joining us today. As always, I have been ArticulateT, the Game Master, and with me I have had SteveTheSeregios playing Sho Daius.
Bye.
I have had Alvarance playing Hikan.
Bye-bye.
I have had TheNetherlad playing Renji, Heir of Nihilus.
Sleep well.
I've had Robopilot playing Ziden Shari.
Those explosions stopped a while ago.
Yeah, they did. And finally, I have Keastreth playing Max.
Bye.
And we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye.